All right, I'm back on the left with Maverick, and on the right is David Marchese with Dimir.
Good to see you guys. I will try this. I will keep as well.
It's better than average.
I'll keep
6.
bubble with your top card. Okay.
Endurance on top of the deck, seen with Mishra's Bauble. Here's another Goyf. Pass the turn.
Like a stopper. I'll shuffle my deck later.
Yeah. And a turn 1 Noble Hierarch. A nice start for Maverick.
Yep.
Take it, 18.
Excuse me,
Sorvel with Undercity Sewers. Tamio into the graveyard, swinging with a 3-power Nether Goyf. Hype Train Conductor Harry with a great question. Where did it get its name from? I assume referring to Maverick. I don't even remember. Does anybody know? I don't even remember. That's not something I really pay attention to usually. All right, there's Talia, Guardian of Thraben. I have missed a land drop.
Brainstorm in response. Yeah.
So I remember for this game having a hand that did not have a second land drop, but I had a pretty good hand. I had, okay, there's a Fatal Push on Talia. I had Talia, I had Swords to Plowshares, I had, well, we know I have Endurance, but that's not a card that was in the opener. I don't remember. But yeah, I remember it was a good hand.
Push.
Fatal Push on Noble Hierarch. Things falling apart a little bit, maybe. Big attack for the Nether Goyf. Found a land on top.
Other brainstorm.
No, I'm gonna grab it.
Pass it.
Yeah. With the fetch on the set. Yeah.
Okay, firing off a Swords to Plowshares on Nether Goyf. It is gone. So threat is cleared. Board is clear of creatures right now on both sides.
Okay.
Yep. There it is, the Psychic Frog. Fetching on end step.
My 15.
Oh, yes, you still get the plane. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Twitch chat taking some guesses on the origins of Maverick. There's Lush Portico, Sorvel.
Animate that. That's not even something I need to think about.
So I guess, yeah, you should.
15?
Oh wait, oh yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, I'm like, yeah, just whatever you want.
instead of 14, and then I'll cast it too. Send.
Endurance getting cast here.
Your turn.
David's graveyard will go on the bottom of the library. That'll make it a little bit harder to jump the frog. 3 cards in hand. Endurance will play some decent defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I will.
Yep. Stack like this and draw.
Put lands back.
Fatal push to stop. Go ahead.
Oh, then to reanimate your thing that you put in here.
All right, Flooded Strand getting cracked. 3rd Underground Sea. 3rd Underground Sea. Is David rich?
So you take 8.
Must be rich.
I have
then-
17.
I forgot what the clause is for escape for a moment.
What is
Yeah, yeah.
Delirium. Yeah, it's weird.
8 minus 15 is 17.
But then you're gonna go back.
Fatal Push on my Endurance. It dies. Attack with Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog will deal a damage. A card is drawn. Pass the turn.
Target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, and loses 3 life.
So
Card hand now?
I'm discarding a tomb. I'll go down and do this.
Yep.
And another endurance. Could be a pain in the butt for the frog.
Tap. Let's cast the brainstorm.
Target 3. Good.
Sheesh, right on time.
Okay, endurance does its thing. Puts the graveyard on the bottom. 4 cards in hand currently. It looks like. Now, with 4 cards in hand, obviously this frog could kill the endurance, but okay, pondering now. But usually you don't want to discard that many cards. But we've seen the Psychic Frog players do things like that. The thing is, it could lead to a blowout if I have swords available in my hand. So it's risky. So we'll see what David tries to do here. Most likely, you'll stay back on defense with the frog for now. Here's Tamio. Appears to be not committing to a frog attack this turn, making a land drop.
These two back.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. I don't think it's reasonable to attack, discard your hand to kill an endurance and get swords. There's Helios 1, a land that I've been running in Maverick. It's been pretty good.
Comment?
Yep. 6. So I'm gonna take a total of 9. I'll go down to 2. You go up to 13.
Killed some frogs with it.
Yep.
Inquisition?
Reveal 2 cards I can't get with you.
Oh, okay. I will then.
Yeah, I did already.
Force pitching Murktide on my Grist. And that's unfortunate. Grist is countered. Grist would have been pretty nice there.
Yeah, turn away.
And 7.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Target you.
20.
Let's see.
That's real.
I don't think that's gonna. Let's see.
Draw.
At that point in the game, I was thinking that Dave's hand. If I remember correctly, what was I thinking in that moment? I think I was thinking that Dave's hand was probably something like Murktide and I don't know, something like that. I figured he had like a card stuck in hand, and I've kind of lost track watching it back, but yeah.
They printed it.
Yeah, I like the Helios one better than Blast Zone because I don't blow up my own stuff.
Something you can do with it.
Okay, I have it.
So I was a little surprised to see Force. I mean, obviously it was a possibility, but I thought maybe... Okay, judge question happening right here. What was the judge question again?
Yep. I don't know if I'm supposed. Do I have to declare? Do I have to hold priority while it's turn? Okay, so sorry. These attack. This triggers, right? Okay. Before blocks, I'm going to sack the cliff. I'm gonna draw. Yep. And then I'm going to push on the endurance.
Okay, so Fatal Push on Endurance, and Psychic Frog will get through. Tamio will flip after the card draw from Psychic Frog. Pretty good turn there.
And then press on. I'll make an energy. Yep. That's all I was asking. I was like, tokens enable revolt, right? Yeah. I just couldn't remember. yeah. That's what you're asking. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're not technically covered.
Yeah, I'm so good at this game. It's unbelievable.
Revolt. But
Yeah,
there's
I
some
was
things
gonna
that
say.
like there are some things that like for example this comes
two
up in
cards in
like, the new Johnny.
Yeah.
If they have a Leyline of the Void out and for some reason and you and they kill a cat token, it will, its trigger condition is seeing a cat die. It will still flip because tokens are not cards and therefore it still goes to the graveyard. Yeah, it's a little weird, but you know that's how it works.
The Mariah Carey business card on the table is keeping track of my energy. Force pitching days on my night, and that hurt pretty bad.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, no, dude, I did not have you on main deck. If I did, I think I would.
Collect the roof. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Especially now that Tamiyo's no longer making clues, but it could attack Tamiyo potentially. Has 2 power.
Yeah, I could just.
The Knight of the Reliquary obviously would have been a much better attacker.
I had the image in hand. But I could've-
Maybe there's an argument to cast the Oof first, but I kind of just wanted to play Knight and then make an energy that turn. I didn't really want to play the Oof. Fatal push, excuse me, on the Oof, and it dies. A second energy would allow Helios 1 to potentially kill this freaking frog.
You have me. You back me into a corner. Dang it.
It could also just kill Tamiyo.
Yes, absolutely. That's the block.
Have you ever killed a planeswalker with your land, chat?
Oh, I'm not.
Swords on the frog, frog gone. Helios 1 kills Tamiyo.
Basically,
Here you go.
I know.
Yeah, the Fallout set just completely irrelevant. All right, Brazen Borrower gets flashed in.
I've got pilot, right?
I'll drop down to 5.
Yeah.
So ponder.
I'm gonna only play this deck online roster until I get like 20 trophies and everyone like
That is a Mother of Runes. Doesn't do a whole lot right now.
that's your long time. So
Another Fatal Push. Well, I guess it was returned by Tamiyo. Fetching now with Windswept Heath. Finding Dryad Arbor.
Oh.
I will.
Swords? Yeah.
All right, swords off the top. I get some good draws too, I guess. Attacking with Dryad Arbor. I'm at 1 life. I'm in Bowmaster range. I fetch that Dryad Arbor with no fear.
Moves kind of.
Screw it. All right, Wasteland takes out my Dryad Arbor. I'm going to play a Wasteland. There's nothing really super interesting to waste. Here's Murktide Regent. I'm just keeping some extra lands just in case I want to like Zenith for 3, Zenith for 4, play around days, Abrupt Decay off the top. That will not do it. Game 1 goes to Dimir. All right, shuffling up here for game 2. I will be on the play as we talk about cards that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Minskin Boo, it's like a planeswalker from like the Baldur's Gate set.
Oh, okay.
Trigger. It basically, it basically like it makes a token, and then you can make the token bigger, or you can
I think that's Omar in the background reminiscing about Minskin Boo.
power and deal damage.
Windswept Heath gets cracked here. Turn 1 Noble Hierarch. Good start.
Actually, I will lean on Brainstorm.
I miss the days when Noble Hierarch was like $150. Undercity Sewer Surveil. Those were the good old days, right?
I'm gonna play the lane.
We need to go back to that. What happened to our game? Lush Portico Surveil.
I'll leave mine on top. Even though it's bad, you keep it on top. Yep. You got your door. Attack you for 2.
Yeah. This.
Okay.
All right, another Noble Hierarch. Ramping.
Yeah. So I'll draw 4. Like, yes.
You know what mechanic is really good? Ramp. Here's Psychic Frog. Frickin' frog.
Trigger. Draw.
Spec like this.
Do I think any Dustborn cards might see play? I think so. I think so. Here's Choke. Ouch.
Go ahead.
Choke will resolve. Psychic Frog on taps. The lands do not.
2. Take 2. Go 13.
Pass.
Shrink one.
Tap. Cardinals? 2. I'll run up. Go ahead.
More ramp. There's Birds of Paradise.
Go ahead. Voice on voice violence.
Yep.
I did some ramping, but not much land dropping. Scrib Ranger getting flashed in.
Yeah,
Yeah. No. Ace? Oh, I guess the ace.
Nice blocker for the frickin' frog.
Swing.
So, oh, what is it?
So
Yeah, so it's
Making a land drop. Here's Knight of the Reliquary.
yard.
this is a sorcery instant land.
Kind of a neat card to use alongside Scrim Ranger. Some tricks. Attack it with Noble Hierarch. 2 damage.
And it also has Death Touch on land.
Yes.
Wankster hoping for Toxic Deluge. Don't be mean.
16, and I'll resolve the trigger, so I'll mill 3 and then put a creature among them back into my hand. 1, 2, 3, no creatures.
I always remember protection from blue. And flash 5, return a force you control to his hand, untap target creature. Okay, so you can make them out.
Psych.
Sure. Petty Theft Choke back to hands.
Okay, Petty Theft on my Choke.
This is my end step? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Choke is bounced. Brazen Borrower goes on an adventure. The lands will untap this time.
In response. Surgical strategy.
So you go to
No.
oh no, you're right. My bad.
3 cards in my hand, it looks like. Maybe more? Not sure.
And there should be 3 more.
2 more than that, because there's one that.
Looked like one of them was Abrupt Decay as well. Here's a Brainstorm.
Yeah, you're playing exactly what I thought you'd be playing.
No, that's totally valid. But
After that, the turn is yours.
I think it's the best version. And I think it's probably the second best version. And I think the regular like Allied scene is the worst. Dude, Alice or Shepherd can just go like
Trigger.
Get one.
Dude, Alice or
Yeah, I'm going to continue choking these frog players.
I also that.
So that's like he's going for him with that. No.
So this is up to 4 now, right?
Yes.
So I'm thinking total 6. No, 10.
Brazen Borrower, Brainstorm still resolving. Brazen Borrower on an adventure. Psychic Frog is in play. Twitch chat hoping to see my board get wiped for some reason. How is the chat rooting against me on my own stream? This is ridiculous.
So I take one.
Nobody even compliments my versions of my cards.
Go to 8.
And then when this goes,
Yeah, they're going to play.
makes it better. So you take 2.
Yeah, I'm getting ratioed in my own chat, but Pew Pew very excited about the whole thing.
So this is only your
Yeah, so it's landed.
All right, Fatal Push on the Knight.
Somebody said, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. He does.
Fetch. 9. And my turn.
So you got stuff
That is a Barrowgoyf. Yeah, it's a 30th edition bird. It's not tournament legal. Yeah.
so I could actually stay one. So you got it. GG's.
I think I give a damn. I do whatever I want. This is a sanctioned tournament. I do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's insane. Yeah, let me just like fireball you.
That should be enough.
You don't like my birds of paradise? Do something about it. I'd like to see you try.
Yeah, I like the idea of being able to thought seize and then taking your best creature.
Yeah, no, that did work.
You can't stop me.
You cast it.
All right, Choke will resolve, and 3 lands will be locked down this time. Barrowgoyf, though, will be able to break through the Script Rangers. It has pro blue, not pro black. So some lands will untap, the Swamp and the Wasteland.
The Inquisitions. So that's what the Inquisition.
David's trying to figure out how to break through here.
Are randomly expensive. Although, like, you know.
Go for the throat on my Script Ranger. Not too bad.
My last line was so. But I honestly want to play like what do you call it? What the hell's that card? Crop rotation. Grab these. Grab this. Grab Caracas. That way.
Go for the throat on Script Rangers on the stack, thinking about activating the Script Ranger to untap Noble Hierarch here. Potentially. Turning my Lush Portico to hand, untap Noble Hierarch, Script Ranger dies.
And creature, I believe. Okay, so 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, looks like a Noble Hierarch is going to block Barrowgoyf and Abrupt Decay on the frickin' frog. It dies.
One or two. I'm like thinking. 3.
Oh, one of them is Lush.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you
All right, 3 cards in my hand. One of them is Lush Portico. David checking in on that.
did one turn for your best self, right? So like if you did have,
So now I have to deal with this Barrowgoyf, which is kind of annoying.
I was kind of concerned about
I mean, obviously
And
we
the
have
turn.
already ones that strong.
I think maybe we missed a lifelink just now. I can't remember if we hit the phone for that. There's Helios 1 again. It's going to take a while to get enough energy to kill the Barrowgoyf this time.
I boarded out the reanimation package against you just because, like, any deck that has race in it, I'm not gonna play anything like that. Like, the best you'll get out of me is a troll.
But the choke putting in some work right now.
In the mirror, because sometimes you expect them to board out their stuff.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I'll keep my stuff, and then I'll still do the same. And that's a complete. I figured that you would still have the reanimates in, so I'm like, I'm not gonna play it.
I brought in just like I guess like hate against you, and I think like the Bowden Walkers are against
Oh, those
you,
are.
and they're also going to get like Regent's Peace.
Okay, Endurance getting flashed in before a block, so I'm going to target David here.
Alright. It's huge. It still picks up creatures under
Yeah,
Lana
I'll still
which
do
is
that.
insane.
Um,
Because it just says mill the top
Does it
three,
worth
or mill
blocking?
cards equal to the amount of damage, and then choose a creature among them. It does not get it from the graveyard. It just cares like the
But
cards.
is it Mel just
I guess I
short
should
hand for
attack
losing
the
graveyard?
It is, but it doesn't say get it back from the graveyard. It just says from among those cards, choose a creature. So because it doesn't specify that, the game still recognizes that those cards were milled,
okay. Still for blocks go 17.
which is kind of weird, but.
Okay, so right here, I jumbled the count for Barrowgoyf. Thought Endurance will be able to block it. Forgot that Nethergoyf and Barrowgoyf have different qualifiers for their power, so a little bit of a mess up there. Dryad Arbor just chumps though. Wasteland. Oh wait, no, doesn't get to chump. Oh no, wait. Okay, Dryad Arbor chumps, then wasting my Helios 1. Okay, So wasting my land that could potentially later kill the Baragorth.
Yeah,
And then playing another Goyf. So I messed up a little there. Here's a knight.
But it's kind of hard when like you're not on the real side.
it's been working out for you so far.
Yeah, I got looking at the Gugabog my opening hand. I was like,
Yeah, the Baragorth has Death Touch, though. I didn't want to lose my endurance.
no, I saw that.
Here's Knight of the Reliquary. And I was saying I should have just tapped differently and then be able to chump with either Noble Hierarch or Birds of Paradise. I just confused what Baragorth's power was going to be. I thought clearing the graveyard made it a low power creature. Like what would happen with Nethergoyf. Goes down to 0.
Draw. Play Wasteland for turn.
So I had the the Goyfs flipped in my mind there.
This just counts as your own graveyard, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sorcery, land, instant creature.
Yeah.
So 4/5.
Yeah. I confused their two things last turn. So what is this now?
I have
Still
sorcery
3?
land.
Still 3?
So instant creature.
Oh, 4 now?
Sorcery land, instant creature, I believe.
Sorcery land, instant creature. So 4.
Yeah,
4 power. I'll block with the 6/6. You gain 4.
All right, preventing the Baragorth from getting through at all in this game and getting value out of its hit your opponent trigger. I think I feel comfortable with these decisions so far, other than a little bit of a mix-up with what its power was going to be. And I'm keeping the graveyard mostly clear.
Yep.
Here's a Psychic Frog. 2 cards in Dave's hand. Lush Portico gets replayed. Serval. Basic Forest into the graveyard. Yeah, we do usually have multiple camera setups at the events.
2 cards in hand.
It depends, but usually there's 2.
Sorcery creature. So it's a 3/4.
The Forest is from Fortnite. Alright, here's Nethergoyf attacking.
17.
Block.
For damage, I'll discard Decklists tricks. So you Psychic Frog a +1.
2 cards in hand. In response. Well, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so a swords on the Nethergoyf that was blocked by Endurance, and it dies. Psychic Frog has 2 power now. And another Psychic Frog.
Yep.
There's Fiend Artisan, which is interesting. Looked like there were 3 creatures in the graveyard.
Good.
4 creatures in the graveyard. Fiend Artisan, a new addition to my version of the Maverick deck. Pretty nice with the Watchful Rad Stag. Of course, fun to tutor up whatever specific creature makes sense for any situation. I now have Bowmasters in my version. Okay, so Fiend Artisan getting activated here.
X is 4.
I think I tapped an extra 1 here. But the plan was to go for Grist. Just taking a look through the rest of the deck. Haven't been playing this deck long enough that I'm like not certain I shouldn't look through the rest of the deck before making a choice yet. But maybe I'll overthink things, but Grist will be selected here.
Time actually.
Is it?
So I have Harbinger. He's
I'm still gonna get Grist.
Yeah, he's stacking flags.
I'm not gonna come back.
All right, Grist gets the scoop. We're going to game 3.
I'm like 4. What am I talking about? You only need to be 4 total mana.
Do I run Palace Jailer? I do not. Should I? I don't really like the taking the initiative, taking the Monarch stuff in the current metagame. You just get it stolen. And then you're sad.
I'll keep as well.
What am I Palace Jailering?
Underground Sea. Tammy?
All right, here's Tamio. Inquisitive Student. Seen this card a lot on stream recently.
Start with a once upon a time.
Yep.
All right, Once Upon a Time. That will resolve.
I mean, in the game.
That was an evil laugh in the background. Did you hear that?
I think so. I think I missed that era.
All right, finding a Snow Plains with the Once Upon a Time. Be aggressive here and try and get this Tamio out of the way. And there's a Daze to protect it, so Tamio will live. Attacking with Tamio, make a clue.
So either this works like the moon where it has no counters on it.
And now Brainstorm to flip it, which is what I did not want to happen on this following turn. I can beat this Tamio, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. And then I'll move to combat.
All right, Tamio will plus up to 4 loyalty and then pass the turn. Fetching with Windswept Heath now. And Green Sun X is 1.
Yeah, 1/1, and these are also 1/1 for their crowds.
Okay, Basic Forest. Birds of Paradise is in. Trying to get my mana up. I don't remember what's in my hand right now, but I do remember priority was getting mana so I could start dropping some bangers.
Yep.
Green Suns. There are 3.
Sure.
You've been hanging out with us on stream recently. You've seen me playing this deck a little bit. The Watchful Radstag thing. Knight of the Reliquary, obviously a beater. I have big creatures that could beat this Tamio for sure. I also killed it in the previous game with the Helios one. Helios one has been cool. I mean, like the moments where I'm telling my opponent basically I'll wasteland your creature or your planeswalker are just kind of neat. I've blown up stuff like Ensnaring Bridge, blown up Grindstones, blown up Beanstalks. The Helios one is fun.
Yeah, I'll let you roll this, make another one, and then give this loyalty. This is like 9.
Push.
And then
Okay, Fatal Push on my bird. Bird down. There's been an annoying amount of Fatal Pushes fired off in this game, I think.
yeah. I don't have a
In this match, I should say.
that's dead. So yeah. So you wanna I guess probably well, what's the card? This is gonna be. Okay. So one to live, and then.
Tamio down to 1 loyalty. Return that fatal push to hand, which is pretty annoying.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'll leave it there. That's it. Swing for 2. And then you gain. Or 8.
12?
Yeah.
Oh, because you did. Yeah, you hit.
8. Yeah. So you from 11 now you're 19. Or
It's 9, right?
Yeah.
No.
Upkeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the combat.
Yep. 19 good. Yep.
I'll swing for 8.
Alright. Drop.
Knowing about the fatal push in hand, knowing I have to beat Tamio, I'm figuring it out. There's Mother of Runes, and it's probably just going to eat a fatal push immediately, is my guess.
Yep. So I will.
Mother of Runes down. Tamio ticks up.
Escape leaves us, so I'm going to draw 5 cards, targeting your Sugar to draw a card, make a 1/1.
Don't have to play around days now with the island gone. Neither Reliquary as a 4/4.
And then I will. Yes. So, my ultimate does, I draw 3 cards, and now all my spells are supposed to.
Okay. I will.
First one?
3.
3.
3 cards in my hand.
4 in hand.
So, I'll play land, touch, going to 16.
I'll block you.
Yeah.
Move to end the combat.
Yeah.
Harbinger will die.
So,
We saw in game 2 how disruptive Choke was. I would love to land one in this game. Although, given the current board, it's not super relevant. But Choke can be pretty good against these blue decks. There's a basic island. Can't waste it.
and then
It is a trigger ability. That's why you waste
So when Harbinger dies, I guess I have this trigger goes on the stack, correct?
Yes.
2 in hand?
Yes.
3.
Oh, you can respond to that by copying. Yes, yes you can.
Yeah.
So the
other ones, but yeah.
So we're gonna
Go for the throat on the knight. The knight dies. Tamio pluses up to 5.
on Dark Depths it says if you do. So if you wasteland in response to the trigger, it's gone. The trigger will try to resolve. You haven't sacked the Dark Depths, so if the intervening if clause has not been fulfilled, so you don't get the 20 points. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's why wasteland on the Dark Depths with the trigger on the stack works.
Oh.
In this case, you're making a second Dark Depth that didn't target, so it works. But the intervening if clause is what matters.
Got it.
Okay.
Sorry if I was kind of.
No. You just yeah.
What do you,
Well, right. So in this
Waste.
case, I don't think it mattered. If I targeted the Vespian Sage, you would have got
Force of Will pitching Brainstorm on my Renegade Rallier, which would have been nice to get back Mother of Runes. Pretty good force.
More modern.
Italy used to be like Legacy Central, or maybe I think it a
Giant Arbor.
Did you?
Bazaar of Boxes, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody.
Take up to 7?
Tamia will tick up to 7. A Thoughtseize took a Swords to Plowshares out of my hand. The last card in hand is Dryad Arbor. Play Dryad Arbor, pass the turn.
Yeah.
It's not tricky.
No, it's tricky, but it's like
That's so cool.
Come to draw half my deck rounded up.
that's the reason why the stuff works.
Yeah.
He was here. I know. I was like, I was
1, 2,
ready
3,
to
4,
stop.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Bullmaster stuck in hand. No way to cast it right now as David draws half his deck.
Oh, he's just
It's already pretty good.
I know Reed was here. It's 21. Yeah. I now have the emblem.
I was thinking about
Okay.
the last shuffle that I had. I forgot that my own.
Out of pure curiosity, Thoughtseize.
Wait, why couldn't you play it?
No black.
Oh, yeah, no black. Oh. What is that?
These freaking 3-color decks.
What is that then?
As a Plains.
As a Plains. Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
you did a great job of like finding the.
Did you lose to life already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Hustler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been like instant win.
Once upon a time.
That was awesome.
There's your black.
I can't even right now. Is there any chance I can win this game?
oh boy, pretty good.
Oh no.
It's got to be the best 15
I mean,
card hand I've ever seen.
4 minutes on the clock.
I think this is 19 or 20. Is it 21? Somewhere around.
Let's just say I had the black mana against.
All right, we're gonna say I won because I didn't have the black mana or something. All right, good games to David. I really, really regret not having black mana on the board in that exact moment. I let everybody down. All the Bowmasters fans, I let them down. Orcish Bowmaster could have been an epic kill there. And I don't know. That was just sad. That was just sad. Wow.